Aloha, friends. Y'all, we are doing the impossible right now. Just want to let you know that that's happening. I am like about as off-grid in Hawaii as one can get in a land where there is very little cell service. There is no Wi-Fi where I'm staying. I had to change phone carriers actually to be able to do this right now. And so we are testing the waters right now to see, like, is this possible? And it's seeming like, yes, it is possible, which is wonderful because I've been feeling so deeply inspired and like wanting to come to you and wanting to share this beautiful energy that is, oh my God, it's so soothing and helpful and illuminating and stabilizing and empowering during this time of like chaos and shifting and transformation and upheaval and, you know, all the things that everyone, sickness, pandemic, whatever you want to, you know, think about, but the 3D reality being really heavy right now. I feel very inspired to be sharing Reiki and to have this gift, this tool, this energy to navigate these challenging, but ultimately really, really awesome, exciting times that we are in. So my name is Taylor. I am a Holy Fire Karuna Reiki Master, and this is day 5 of the 30 days of Reiki 30. And my intention with this live series is to come to you and, let me read it so I get it right, gift you a taste of the healing frequencies of Reiki energy, answer your questions, so please feel free to drop them in the chat, in the comments. If you see this later, DM me if you don't want to be like, if you want to be more anonymous, but I would love to answer your questions. I don't know what you don't know and what you want to know, so that helps me. And my intention is also to offer you an opportunity to see if you resonate with Reiki and you want to go deeper, because I teach Reiki classes. I'm teaching Reiki 1 and 2, Usui Holy Fire Reiki 1 and 2 online, meaning you can do it no matter where you are in the world. And that's happening. I moved the date back. It's going to be in November 4th and 5th. No, 6th and 7th. And what's really exciting about that, the class is actually following a new moon at 12 degrees Scorpio on November 4th. And new moons are wonderful times for new beginnings and intention setting. And it's going to be in Scorpio. So if y'all know much about astrology, Scorpio is very spiritual and very intense and very deep. So it's a really wonderful time to learn Reiki and receive your attunement to the energy. And then I'm also teaching Usui Holy Fire Reiki Master for those of you who already have Reiki 1 and 2 and want to become a Reiki Master. That class will be online as well. It is 3 days, and that is happening December 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And what's really cool about that one, y'all, is going to be epic. It is happening. So, okay, the class is Friday, December 3rd, Saturday, December 4th, And Saturday, December 4th is a new moon, total solar eclipse at 12 degrees Sagittarius. And if y'all know about Sag is the sage. Sag energy is very spiritual and traveling to distant lands and learning about philosophy and expansion and wanting to understand everything. It's ruled by the planet Jupiter, so that gives you a sense. Jupiter is, you know, the great benefic and is ultra spiritual, ultra expansive. It's considered lucky, so that's going to be a really powerful masterclass. The class ends on Sunday, December 5th. So if y'all want to join the classes, you're welcome to DM me. The links to learn more about them are in my bio, or if you're watching this on YouTube, they'll be in the description. And all of these recordings also of this series, the 30 Days of Reiki 30, are on my IGTV at Joyful Raw Life, and they are also on my YouTube channel, Taylor A. Norris, so you can always go back and watch them if you come in halfway through, or you know you really liked the invocation. You can listen to those at any time, watch the videos at any time. And what's cool is Reiki, it works across time and space, so if you're live, that's great. If you watch it after the fact, it's great. It's like what you need, when you need it, where you need it. It's really awesome that way. So that's pretty much all I have for housekeeping. As I said, if y'all have any questions, please drop them in the chat at any time. I'm so happy to see so many of y'all coming on. It feels so good to be together. I mean, this is a really powerful day too. This is the autumnal equinox. This is the equinox. This is the transition from summer into autumn for those of us in the northern hemisphere. I'm in Hawaii, so I'm like just barely in the northern hemisphere. I think the latitude or the longitude, I think the latitude, it's like maybe 12 degrees above the equator. So for those of you coming on from the southern hemisphere, this will be your transition into spring. So it's spring equinox. I think I have that right. But yes, this is a very special time. I mean, this is a change of season. And, you know, I'm in Hawaii because I love the tropics. Like, I love it to be warm. I love the fruit, y'all. Like, I'm raw vegan. Like, I love the fruit. I love the weather. I love the ocean. I love the vibe here. The energy is so good. And it's interesting because still, like, you can feel the change of season. Like, I woke up this morning and I saw a rainbow. And I could feel, like, the crispness in the air. I could feel that sense of just, like, magical mystery of nature doing her beautiful thing. You know, giving us this opportunity to look at her cycles and pause and take a moment to review, you know, what has happened for you in these last 3 months. You know, what has happened for you over the summertime if you're in the northern hemisphere, these last 3 months since our summer solstice. What has happened for you since winter solstice if you're tuning in from the southern hemisphere. And to pause with that and, you know, honor that time that has passed and, you know, mark this day, this change from what was this summer season, these past 3 months, and what is coming next, you know. And this is the equinox, the day and the night are of equal length. So it's a great time too, and we're welcoming in Libra energy, which is the scales, is all about balance too. So the equinox, it's like this perfect balance, dark and light, day and night transition from summer for northern hemisphere folks into autumn and into this time where the darkness is going to be increasing, the nights will be increasing, and the days shrinking as we prepare for winter season. And, you know, I have a background in Ayurveda too, and in Ayurveda, it's an ancient Indian system of medicine that is the complementary arm of yoga. The practice of yoga philosophy, and yoga, like the yogic lifestyle. So in Ayurveda too, they really emphasize the seasons and taking notice of the change of seasons and honoring that change as a time to cleanse or detox. And that can take place on a physical level. That can take place as a 1-day water fast or a juice cleanse, or you're raw vegan completely for 1 day, or you just eat apples for 1 day. Whatever you want to do, you eat a lot of like green vegetables for 1 day. It can also, function on the mental, emotional, spiritual level as well. Like maybe you observe a day of silence, or maybe you spend more time in meditation, in contemplation, or more time in nature, observing the trees and listening to the birds and smelling a flower, and tuning into what Mother Earth has to offer, really absorbing all the rays of the sun, or gazing to a cloud. So it can also, manifest as spending more time journaling, spending more time, doing some writing, doing some intention setting also for the next 3 months. What do you want to cultivate? What do you want to bring in? Maybe it's Reiki. Maybe you want to take a Reiki class with me because you're feeling really spiritually inspired, or you're wanting to, take that next step in your evolution, in your healing, in your personal growth, in your spiritual growth, in your development. Maybe you're someone who's feeling like, encouraged and kind of like a fire under your buns to like step it up right now. You could see that the 3D world is like, what is going on? And maybe you have this taste or this glimpse of 5D and new earth and heaven on earth and what is possible next, and you're feeling like you want that empowerment to really step fully into your power, and perhaps more clarity about what particular shape or form that's going to take for you, and some energetic assistance in having the energy to carry that out, feeling like you've healed enough and you have a really good healing tool in your pocket to use as things come up, because they inevitably will, so that you can really, be living as your authentic self and showing up at the highest expression of what is possible for you, showing up in your full power, fully embodying the highest expression of your soul purpose, of your life purpose, because each of us, each and every one of us, absolutely no exceptions to the rules. We all came here for a reason. I truly believe that. We all came here for a reason. We all have unique gifts and talents that are needed now. We all have like a special spiritual mission, like a special soul purpose that is needed. It's, it's not only like, oh, this is what I have. Like, it's actually needed to create, the equilibrium and the balance amongst humanity and this, next evolution on Earth that, we're in the process in. Like, Mother Earth is like, we're in labor. Like, something big is happening. I think a lot of y'all can feel it. I know I can really feel it. And we all have a special role to play in that delivery, in that new earth, in that result, because it's gonna be so much better than, the chaos and the turmoil and the disempowerment and the darkness and the blah, blah, blah drama of the 3D, that's playing out as everything is like burning itself out right now. It's gonna be a lot better than that. So, it requires each of us to really be stepping into our power, and Reiki is a tool that I know for me it's very much part of what I'm here to share. This gift of empowerment, this gift that continues to give me so much. As I wrote about in my post earlier, you know, I had a spontaneous spirit release happen last night, and you know, this is not the first time that has happened. I've also had some of my Reiki students tell me that that's happened for them also in these past months. And that kind of thing is available to us right now. And, you know, some of you might be thinking, oh, but wasn't that scary or, you know, bad? No, like not at all. I love that I'm working with Reiki too, because I know that if it would have been too scary for me, I wouldn't have seen it. You know, I wouldn't have perceived it. Reiki is the moderator of my perception of these non-physical things that happen. You know, it has really opened up my perception and my awareness of things happening on a non-physical level that have very physical ramifications, such as a spirit release actually happening, whether it's on myself, which I kind of like. I mean, I definitely like when it happens to me. I feel like I can really talk about it. You know, when it happens with clients or I'm, you know, seeing it in someone else's context, I don't feel quite as clean and clear about sharing because it's very private. You know, it's very personal. We're all connected, but yeah, I was like excited when it happened last night and this morning. I was like, sweet, I can share about it, you know, because it's all, you know, what happened to me. So I'll tell you a little bit about what happened. So last night, it was, of course, you know, it's still pretty much full moon. We had full moon in Pisces. Oh, beautiful full moon happening on the 20th, and yeah, yesterday was the 21st. So I had this really mellow afternoon and evening, and just kind of juicy and contemplative, and doing some extra cleansing and detoxification. And I was listening to Lee Harris, who's wonderful, y'all. I really love him. Maybe some of y'all follow him on YouTube. He's one of the few people I actually follow on YouTube. I've cut back, you know, I don't watch mainstream news. I don't tune into mainstream media. I've been like that since I was forever. Actually, I remember being in college and like feeling awkward because I didn't really know all the current events. I was like, can't y'all see, like, this is like nonsense? Anyway, so I don't tune into mainstream news or media. I'm very, very careful about what I put in my psyche as far as, you know, TV, movies, even, you know, consuming videos and stuff on social media. So I follow very few people. But Lee Harris is one I do follow, Lee Harris Energy on YouTube. And actually, I finally signed up for his newsletter. And when you sign up for his newsletter, you get a few free gifts. And I was listening to one of them, and he had channeled something about sensitives, for sensitives, which I'm sure many of y'all here are sensitives. You know, you're empaths, you're intuitives. You were the kid who, you know, was like able to talk to animals, or like hanging out in the grass off by yourself, having a conversation with God. You know, you were, this is me, like talking to spirits in the wind, and like feeling very tuned in from a very young age, and also very much aware of the feelings and desires and thoughts and pretty much everything going on about the people who were around me. And as a result, you know, that was creating a lot of confusion, because it was like, well, who am I supposed to be? Do I even have space to like be a person with like needs and feelings and stuff? I'm just like feeling everyone else's like thoughts and energies and emotions. So that was very confusing for a while. So I was listening to his, and Reiki's helped tremendously with that, continuously helps a lot with navigating, being a sensitive, and not just like, oh, navigating, like now I can like live with it. It's like, no, like it's my superpower. That's why I'm able to perceive like spirit releases in the middle of the night kind of thing. Like it's a gift. So I listened to his channeled message for sensitives, and it's, you know, it's kind of like these, where there's like massive healing energy being blasted at you. So it's like listening to this energy healing and, you know, letting some of these things sink in on like a mental level and emotional level. He directed one thing like straight to your stomach, and I was like, oh my God, that's good. I'm gonna have to use something like that, because, you know, it's one thing to talk to the conscious mind and have the conscious mind be like, yeah, I'm on board with that. But like, what does your stomach say? Because like, that's your subconscious. That's your body. That's the part that really has to say yes to some of these things. So I listened to that, and then I listened to like another, he had this recording on love. It was a guided meditation on love, and I kind of listened to that, and I just, you know, let myself like fall asleep. Normally I would do a different guided meditation before sleep. I like to always listen to a guided meditation before sleep, or do, you know, a self-guided meditation before sleep. So I listened to that instead of my other one I usually listen to. And then I fell asleep. And what's interesting here, this has kind of been my sleep pattern the past, you know, all year long, 2021, is I wake up a lot. Like I will have, you know, several sleep cycles at night, and I wake up in between every single one of them. And usually, again, I'm raw vegan, I'm well hydrated, I will go to the bathroom, I'll pee, and then I go back to sleep. And I always, like, I can't remember the last night I've like slept through the night all the way. Like that just doesn't happen to me anymore. And I don't judge it, and I don't worry about it, I don't stress it. And usually, you know, I wake up in the morning feeling like I have good energy, so I don't, you know, worry about it. This is a time when sleep patterns, it's like people are doing what they're doing, you know. Like I try my best also to let myself sleep as long as I need to, which, you know, most days I don't tend to set an alarm, and here I'm so blessed. I'm very connected with nature and natural cycles that I'll just, you know, rise with the sunrise. So I fell asleep. You know, I've been having a lot of intense dreams here too lately that I've been remembering, which is great. A lot of like travel related dreams to, you know, places I've been, places that, you know, don't even exist on the earth. Like they seem like they're on earth, but they're not like currently on earth. So, and like with family too, like traveling with family, like blood family, like family I don't necessarily know. And it's been just really cool, my dreams lately. So I had, you know, a couple sets of waking, sleeping, dreaming. And then it was like, I think it was my third sleep cycle last night. I was sleeping, I was dreaming, I was having kind of crazy dreams. And, I laughed in my dream, and I could hear my laugh. Like, you know, it was like I was about to wake up. It was the end of that third sleep cycle. I was about to wake up. I laughed. You know, I heard the laugh and was like, oh, that's funny. It was like kind of waking me up. And then, okay, I think like right before that, I'd noticed I'd been kind of going like this. I think maybe certain times throughout that third cycle, I was like on my belly, and I was going like this with my hips, and then I was going like that. And I noticed from the corner of my room, like this masculine entity, this male spirit came, and he like put his body on my ear, my left ear, which, crazy story, I lost the hearing in that ear during the summertime, having some strange interactions with demonic magic that I was not practicing, but I was in an atmosphere where that was very much practiced. And demonic magic does not mix with Reiki, by the way. Two different things. So he put his body, and it was a part of his body that, like, I would not have asked to be placed on my ear or really anywhere on me, if you know what I mean. And so that happened, And I like woke up, I snapped in the energy and was like, all right, this is spirit release happening. Like I must have released it from my hips. Okay, holy fire, activated my energy. This is spirit release. And in the Reiki master training that I have, there is a technique for spirit release that I use pretty much in every first session I do, because I freaking love it. Is a compassionate spirit release where, you're not doing an exorcism, you're not fighting the spirit, you're not sending it to hell or doing it, punishing it or like going into battle, which, in some shamanic and energy traditions, that's what they do and it works and that's great. But that doesn't resonate with me. That's not what I practice. This is a compassionate spirit release where what I observe happening is, the heavenly homeboys and homegirls and non-binaries of the highest heavens, like heaven opens up, okay? And this is what I saw last night happen from in the very corner of the room where like the spirit, seemed to come from. The heavens open up and I see like Jesus up there. Jesus always helping me out. Jesus is very intimately tied with Holy Fire Reiki. He was instrumental in the transmission of this energy to humans, actually. So I see Jesus up there. I see Archangel Michael, who I'm always activating because, y'all, he's around. Like, he's around. He's down to help. He's had my back, across time and space, like big time. And I was doing the spirit release. I was also saying that prayer that I often say to Archangel Michael, like every day, because it works and like he shows up, he delivers, so it's one that I always say. So I'm saying that, I'm doing the spirit release. I see the spirit is like going up to heaven, and I'm just repeating like into the light, into the light, into the light, into the light, into the light. And focusing my mind and my body and everything on facilitating this spirit release and not holding on. And I could even feel, y'all, it was crazy, like the spirit like trying to pull me into like hanging on to it and like pull me into some kind of story, or, oh, don't you want to know why I'm here or who I am or like what my story is or why I'm hanging around you. And y'all, my mind was laser focused on facilitating that spirit release and perceiving that and supporting that and not getting in the way of it. So what's really interesting too is I've been learning a lot about astrology lately, like pretty obsessively, because it's like, I'm not tuning into the mainstream news, I'm tuning into astrology, and astrology gives you like the relevant news of like what's actually happening, what's actually like really relevant, and like taking that higher perspective of, not only what are the natural cycles unfolding on Earth that are like earthbound cycles, such as the change of the seasons, the new moon, the full moon, etc., but like what's like happening at that next level of analysis off in space. And so one of my favorite astrologers is Pam Gregory, and she has been talking about the dwarf planets, particularly Haumea. And I'm not sure how to say it because she has a British accent, and she says she mispronounces it, and Lord knows me and my southern accent, like I'm going to mispronounce her mispronunciation of it. But it's Haumea. It's Haumea. Haumea. I'll have to ask a Hawaiian how to say it, because y'all, here's the thing. It is the goddess of the Big Island of Hawaii, okay? People here talk about Pele. She's the goddess of the volcano and the lava and that energy, really new earth, like creatrix, destructrix kind of energy, like she can take you out if she feels like it. And so everyone's talking about Pele here, but really, y'all, Haumea is the goddess of this island, and Pele is one of her daughters, all right? So I learned about Haumea from Pam Gregory, and I was like, oh my God, like that opened up so much for me. I was like, really trying to feel into my connection with Haumea, because I'm so connected to this island here. And so, really been welcoming in Haumea and like wishing to channel her and wishing to understand her teachings, because she is a shamanic goddess, and she is all about fertility and manifestation. She has this magic stick called the Makalai, which, how handy does this sound? She can summon food. She can make it so that, lands that have been destroyed and, can't produce food anymore, she can use her magic stick like a wand, or I imagine her like a wizard, with the staff. She can summon food from that land, even if it's, the soil is spoiled, or there is no soil. If you're on the island here, like there's a lot of lava and many places don't have much soil. And she can summon like food from the sea, fish from the sea. And she's, a goddess of fertility, and like she can have babies out of like all parts of her body, like she is so rad. She is so powerful. I'm about to take a course on her so I can get to know what there is to know about her. So I've been really calling in Haumea, and what I noticed last night during this spontaneous spirit release is I immediately like called upon her / she was there. And she was over me, like I was laying in bed, and I saw her over me, in front of me, with her magic stick, the Makalai, and she was doing all kinds of shamanic work and energy work with the spirit, and sending it into this, opening of heaven, this portal that Jesus and Archangel Michael and God, I had asked them to open, and that's what they do. They do it. And she was there, and I was like, wow, like, oh man, she has my back now too. Like, this is amazing. This is great. I've been, this was kind of the first time I've seen her since I've really been, calling to her and, asking for her presence. And so this has been the past, few months I've really been invoking her. And so it was awesome to see, like, she's there. Like, she's definitely there. And she was so powerful, so powerful. I felt so safe. Like, during this whole experience, I felt so safe and so held and so not alone, and so empowered and able to focus, like I said, on facilitating the healing, on facilitating the release and surrender. I surrender to God's love. I surrender to God's love, and like letting go of that which was wanting to go. And I'm realizing too, in recounting this story to y'all, that like that's such a full moon thing too. Full moons are all about completions and letting go and releasing. And so I'm sure the timing of this too, like right before the equinox, this is a big time. Any full moon, but any equinox, what are you wanting to let go of? What no longer serves you? And this took form for me of a spirit release. And I believe too, when spirit releases are able to happen, it's like whatever the energies that a person is ready to let go of have, accumulated and crystallized and kind of taken form, so it can be released fully. That it's actually a good idea, not a good idea, a good sign. If, say, you're aware, like, oh man, I have this like black sticky block substance, you're seeing that with like your third eye in my right hip. If you're able to see or feel where a block is in your body, that's actually a very good sign. Or if you can see or feel or somehow sense, I have a spirit attachment that's like living on my right lower back, or, wherever it is, that's a sign like you're actually like ready to let it go. Like it's come to your awareness, and that's a wonderful sign that, you know, you are ready to take that next step and actually release it. I believe they don't come into our awareness until we're ready to be aware of them, and then the next step after that is actually ready to let go and release and liberate. And you know what's so nice too about the spirit release I was a part of last night is that it's completely compassionate. You know, whatever that masculine entity story is doesn't matter, but he is now taken into the light, and like he's where he belongs now. Like hanging around in the material world, that's no place for, you know, like a lost soul to be hanging out. Like that's not good for them. It's liberating to actually have that experience and that offering of like, hey, you know, like you can come to heaven. No, you're not the exception to God's love or being admitted into heaven. Like you're welcome here too. Like that's what Jesus and Archangel Michael were really showing the spirit. Like, no, you can come here, and like we're not gonna punish you. We're actually gonna hold space for you. Hold space, that's what this says. We're gonna hold space for you, and we're gonna love you, and we're gonna give you the healing, the guidance, the counseling, the listening, whatever it is that you're needing and you've been looking for on the material plane. We're actually going to be able to give it to you up here. Like it wasn't possible for you to find it on the material plane. You could have spent eternity looking for whatever it was you're looking for on the material plane, but actually, like, we can help you out with that up here. And so the spirits go. That's why, like, all of this, I mean, this wasn't like hours of act. Like, this happened in a few minutes. Like, I'm not sure because I wasn't timing it, but my sense is this all happened pretty quickly, you know. And after it happened, I went, I turned on a light. I did Kenyoku, which if you have Reiki, you know that's an energy clearing technique where you're actually removing energy from your body, just cleaning out, you know, getting rid of that. That's a technique you learn in Reiki 1 and 2, very simple, and it feels so good. Oh my God, it's awesome. I do it every day, at least once a day, if not many times in the day, because we're always stepping into stuff. So I did Kenyoku, turned the light back off, laid down, and I turned on a Reiki meditation, because after you do a spirit release, you know, you've let go of something and there's space, and it's good then to fill that space with Reiki, with white healing light, with God's love, it's kind of like you're doing the energetic surgery. You've excised the lesion, you know, you've taken out the cancer, the tumor, and now you're going back in and patching it up with light, patching it up with love. And so in listening to my Reiki master teacher's Reiki meditation, I was able to just, you know, receive energy from her. And also, you know, I activated the energy myself, giving self Reiki, which is, again, something you learn in Reiki 1. So that all happened, that all took place, and I woke up in the morning and saw a rainbow and was like, wow, that's a really nice sign to see that, and feeling so good and, you know, excited to share about this experience and really just like demystify spirit release and spirits and entities and spirit attachments and all of this, because it's something that, you know, this is very real. Like, this is very real. This is very common, you know. It's not like a shameful thing. It's not like, oh my God, I can't talk about this because that would mean that, like, I'm imperfect, you know, like flawed human being, not like pristine, perfect Reiki teacher. No, like, I'm healing too. I'm constantly healing. Everyone, like, we are constantly, if we're here, you know, we're healing things, we're working with things. It's a continuous process. I asked my Reiki teacher, my Karuna Reiki class, I was like, is there ever a point where with the holy fire energy, you're not needing to heal things anymore. And he was basically like, no. There's always ever higher refinements and letting go and refine and let go and release and refine and increase and increase the awareness and increase the frequency and increase the love and that connection to God, that connection to source, that connection to oneness, that connection to unity. My Karuna Reiki master teacher he was asking Jesus that question. He was like, is there a point when, you're done, like you don't have to heal anymore? And Jesus was looking up and Jesus was like, no, like I'm still developing too. And he was looking at, my teacher was like, what are you looking at? And he was like, oh, I'm looking at, the brothers and sisters in the light. They're the unity consciousness of all the founders of the world's religions who have, in spiritual paths, who now have elevated so high in consciousness that they've all come together. They're not fighting each other, and they're like one unified source, one unified frequency, and they're, popping in and out of various dimensions, helping people. Oh, sorry. Helping us out. The mic is scratching. Yeah, I think we're plugged in. Anyway, so there's always more development. There's always higher that we can go. Hopefully it's not my necklace. There's always, that it's infinite, and that's really the energy, the Reiki, the Holy Fire Reiki energy. It's infinite possibilities. It's infinite potential. It's never ending. We are eternal. God is eternal. Like, everything is eternal. It's never ending. It's infinite. You just keep moving through time and space, doing things a little differently, and hopefully, a little bit more and more refined and higher frequency, and, in a more loving, more cohesive, more connective way, So that's the spirit release that happened, and, it's a really beautiful thing too. Like, as I said, it was not a scary thing, and I offer my experience as my experience, and spontaneous spirit release can happen to anyone. I'm just lucky and blessed. Like, I perceived it, and I perceived it because these non-physical beings who were facilitating it, they allowed me to perceive it. If they thought it was not for my highest good to perceive it, I wouldn't have had a clue. I would have just stayed asleep or whatever. So that, again, that's what's so nice about Reiki, is that, it's not a guarantee. You receive Reiki attunements and placements, and you take the class, and then you start seeing crazy stuff like this or perceiving it. Like, it's not, if it's for your highest good, and you want it, like, I like this. I know it sounds weird, but like, I like perceiving. I am consciously asking for my, ever higher levels of sensitivity. You can still hear it. Let's try this. I'll try it without a mic. And I got the volume all the way up. How's that? Y'all tell me. Can you hear me? Is that better, or was it better before? Let me know. Just another user 87. That's better. Okay, great. Great. Thanks, Shelby. So, yeah, there's no guarantee that you'll start perceiving all this stuff once you have Reiki. This is my preference. They know that, like, I'm not going to freak out and end up in a mental institution, if they let me see stuff. Like, I've proven that, okay? If for someone else they become aware of this kind of thing and it's gonna cause them to end up in a mental institution and have a psychotic break, then they're not gonna let you see it or perceive it, and that's for your highest good. And it still will happen. It'll all still be happening, the same way, same team, whoever your specific team is will be there helping you, clearing you, facilitating your development. And it's not like a better or worse thing either. It's not like, oh, like I'm so advanced, I can see it or perceive it. It's not like that. It's like I ask for it. I say I would like to perceive. I would like to be open. I would like to be in the know. And since it is actually in alignment, it's for my highest good, probably so that I share about it and, demystify this a bit for people. They do let me perceive it, but, I'm sure too, like this has probably happened quite a lot. For myself, where I'm not perceiving it. They're like, okay, Taylor's in a bit too fragile of a space for her to be perceiving this. We're just gonna let her sleep and we'll take care of this. Like that thought is coming in right now. Just like there's probably been plenty of times when I've just been allowed to sleep and not see it, and that's another thing too. It's like in client sessions, it really varies like how vivid things are too when working on someone else, and it's always working. It doesn't really matter if I can perceive it or not, but it's fun when I do get to perceive it, because then to me it's like it's such awesome confirmation how real this stuff is, and that this is happening all the time, and to trust. Just to keep trusting and keep trusting my perceptions and inviting them in and not pushing them away. And y'all have any questions about that? That is the spirit release. Yeah, bless her, Haumea. I'm so excited to learn more about these dwarf planets, these energies that are coming into our consciousness at this time and helping us out, I'm sure I'll be talking about Haumea quite a bit more. I'm just going to have a sip of this, but if y'all have any questions, let me know. Here's coconut water with wheatgrass juice powder. It's a bomb combo. It's really good. Anyway, well, if y'all don't have any questions, as I said, y'all can always put them in the comments, in the chat. You can DM me. And do I take CBD? No, I don't take anything. Yeah, I don't take anything. Actually, it's coming into my awareness that there are a few things I will be sharing about Reiki and like plant medicine and Reiki and tantric sex, for example. Some different topics that are a bit like, whoa, nobody's talking about that. That I may actually talk about, but not on Instagram Live. It'll be, more private containers. So yeah, I might create something like that. But I don't take CBD. What I've found is that Reiki is the best, most relaxing thing that I've found, period. I don't drink alcohol either. I don't smoke weed. I don't take any kind of recreational drug. I don't even take supplements. I get B12 shots every now and again, but I don't take anything. I've been, my body's been very clear with me about, you don't need anything. Like, yeah. I was taking like probiotics and a vegan multivitamin, and I actually stopped. Like, I couldn't swallow the pills anymore. It was like my throat was just like, Taylor, like, enough. Like, don't buy this stuff. It's like, okay, like I thought I needed it. And yeah, it's not right now. You know, that might change. Yeah, but Reiki is highly, highly, highly relaxing. And, you know, just having a Reiki session, I mean, it produces the best high ever, and only clean effects, only positive effects, you know, like insight, maybe you see an angel, you know, could have instantaneous healing of a pain, you know, could have a specific spiritual guidance, just feelings of like love and bliss, and like you took the best drug ever, you know, that doesn't exist. Like, that's how Reiki feels. And now I'm burping my my wheatgrass. But yeah, I was at an ascension circle last week, and another Reiki master and I exchanged Reiki, and it was the first in-person Reiki session I had received in a long time, months. And it felt so good, y'all. It was like, oh my gosh, like I need this, you know, in my life. I was so relaxed. I was so blissed out. You know, it's kind of like if you've done breath work and you've done a lot of, you know, breath of fire. I just took a Kundalini yoga class too, like a couple days ago, and I felt like that kind of high again. And often I will pair Reiki and breath work. You want to talk about serious, serious, good kind of high. Reiki and breath work, very, very good combination. Yeah. Do you feel that the visions you're having are what other people might see as well, like a universal thing? Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, that spirit release, too, that happened last night, for example, like, I didn't really go into the story of whose it was, you know. It might have come out of me. It might have just been in this house I'm staying in, because this is just a place I'm renting. This house was here even before the people who bought this land, like, they didn't even build it. It's not a new construction, so it might have been like a spirit, you know, in this house that wanted to be released. I also find that a lot of times I just end up in places, and you know, my guidance takes me there, and I end up doing this kind of work there. This has happened so many times this year, where I've been facilitating spirit releases for spirits that are hanging out in particular locations. But I shared my story today, to be saying that this is the kind of thing that's very available to people, and I think is happening for a lot of people. As I said, it's happened to, you know, more than one of my Reiki students. They tell me, oh, Taylor, listen to this. Like, I think I had a spirit release in the middle of the night, or, you know, I think this is what I'm trying to share here is to kind of normalize this. Like, yeah, spirit, there are like lost souls hanging around. There are entities. There are, you know, normally unperceived beings that are hanging around, where some people may be seeing them, other people aren't. It might be something you catch out of the corner of your eye. You may just have a feeling or a sense that something's there. And then, to trust that. And, you know, Reiki is one way to work with it in a really empowering way, in a not scary way. And you can actually, you know, not only liberate yourself and, like, you know, feel healing in yourself, but also be providing a service to, you know, this spirit or this lost soul. Thank you for being that open about your feelings and thoughts. Yeah, I think everything is really microcosm, macrocosm. So, you know, I'm becoming aware of certain things happening for me, and I think it's very much like common experiences. You know, we're all doing a lot of emotional purging right now. We're all doing a lot of healing and releasing and growing and witnessing a lot of, you know, difficult things. You know, and we're very much connected, you know. So to understand one's own experience better is to understand what's going on in the wider world as well, and just to have compassion and non-judgment about it, because, you know, we are all in this together. And if, you know, me sharing what's, you know, real and happening for me helps somebody else, then that's great. You know, it already helped me, it helped the spirit that was released. I think I'm getting the sense that, you know, Archangel Michael and Jesus and Haumea and God and everyone who facilitated that last night is like, yeah, let the people know, like, we're here to help, you know. Like, we are here to help anybody. We're not, you know, turning away people. Like, I'm sorry, we're not gonna help you because you just, like, you don't have what it takes. Like, they're gonna help anybody who asks. After practicing Reiki, did your dreams while you sleep get any clearer or easier to remember? Yeah. I've always dreamed pretty amazingly throughout my life. There have been times when I don't remember, and then times when I do. And I was actually asking, maybe last moon cycle, I was like, I want to be remembering my dreams more. And then when I was on the mainland United States during that time, and I was not really remembering my dreams. And when I came back to Hawaii, I think because I am off grid here, and this is my natural environment where I really feel my best, I've been able to remember my dreams a lot more. But it is something too that you can use Reiki to help with. So, for example, before bed, you know, I could be like activating all of my symbols, activating the energy, and saying, you know, quick prayer like, Reiki, help, you know, show me what I need to see in my dreams, show me what I need to learn in my dreams, you know, help me heal this issue in my dreams, and also help me remember my dreams, and you know, keep doing that every night and see what happens. See, I didn't put like a formal practice around it. I just mentioned to a couple people like, oh, like, it would be helpful if I start remembering my dreams again. And then, yeah, I've been here the past 2 weeks and I've been having much more vivid dreams. I would say, yeah, that's definitely possible. You know, it can be, you can use a particular technique. Another thing I like to do, like, I've got this paper behind me, right? I could write down, I wish to have, you know, visionary dreams and remember the details of those dreams. And I could draw all my Reiki symbols around it and you know, keep it on my altar or put it, you know, on the pillow next to me when I sleep. This is actually a great idea. I might do this. And then see what happens, right? So yeah, Reiki, y'all, like, Reiki can help with anything. If you can, and you can always just kind of like make up, you know, if I have an idea about how something can be beneficial, I just try it out and I see what happens. Like, it's only limited by like my personal creativity and like taking the time to do something. The energy is, if it's for the highest good, it will help with X, Y, or Z. That's been my experience. So, great questions. Just another user 87. Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, but if y'all like, now we can move into a little channeling, a little Reiki. We can do a little bit. Let's see. So what I've been doing in the 30 days of Reiki 30 is each day focusing on a different symbol. I have a whole bunch of symbols, so I've done a lot of trainings, and then I've received 9 additional symbols that, you know, they just come from where they come from So each day I've been, I did the power symbol, the mental emotional symbol, I did the distance symbol, I did the Usui master symbol, without showing them to y'all, because you're not supposed to do that in respect of the energy and of the practice of Reiki, the tradition. Those are sacred symbols. So what I was doing is I'm calling in that particular energy so y'all can kind of get a feel for that particular energy, because they're all different. It's all Reiki, but it's like specific frequencies of Reiki, particular functions of Reiki. It's like you're pressing a different button. The whole phone is connecting you to Reiki, but this button has like this frequency and it has these particular functions, and this one does a little bit different, and they're all fabulous. It's all fabulous. But Holy Fire, this is the Holy Fire Master symbol, and it's so good. This is one I was using a lot last night while all this spirit release was happening. So that's the energy I'd be calling in today. And last night, what I was reflecting on would be really useful to focus on is abundance and love and money. Healing our relationship to abundance and to love and to money. So we'll see what wants to come through in connecting those to the Holy Fire energy, the Holy Fire Master symbol, and those things. So y'all go ahead and close your eyes. You can be sitting up tall in a meditation posture. You can be in a chair with your back supported or unsupported. You can also be laying down and totally comfy with a eye pillow or something to make it dark for you if you like. So just be comfortable. Whatever is going to be most comfortable for you, make that happen, and start taking some nice, slow, deep breaths. Really juicy breaths, welcoming in the warmth and the light of the Holy Fire. So breathing in the light of the Holy Fire, and breathe out the light and the warmth of the Holy Fire. And continue breathing, noticing feelings of warmth and safety and security and cleanliness, purification. You are inside of a sacred flame. The flame that comes from way back in time, way back in space. The Holy Fire comes from the beginning of the beginning of the beginning, and its power is infinite. Its frequency is here for you now. It's available to you now. Feel it now in your heart space, warming your heart, activating your heart. Your heart is creation. Your heart is alive. It's well. Your heart is guiding you. It's beating for you in the same rhythm as all of our hearts. In the heart of Mother Earth, the heart of our sun, our moon, all the planets, all the dwarf planets, our entire solar system. Your heart beats in rhythm with all of these stars, all of these planets, the whole of the Milky Way galaxy. Its fire is your fire, is the holy fire. And this holy fire wants you to know just how much value you have, just how much worth you have, that you are worthy. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of care. You have value. You are valuable. You matter. You matter to the earth. You matter to the solar system. You matter to the Milky Way galaxy. You matter to the universe. You matter. Holy fire, holy fire, holy fire. Be within all of us. Remind us of our inherent value. Remind us of our inherent worth. Awaken in us our authentic selves. Revealing our authentic selves. Burning layer after layer of this culturally created self, this false self, removing this false self so that the self inside that is true, that is infinite, that is eternal, that is all powerful, that is all love, that this self may shine. And this self may shine with the light and the force of the brightest sun. And this self may accomplish the highest expression of its soul purpose, its life purpose, with every passing breath, every passing heartbeat, with every thought form, with every feeling, with every energy, with every idea, with every action, in all of our doing and all of our being. Please activate in all of us our authentic self. Please activate in all of us the highest expression of our soul purpose, our life purpose. Breathe in now to your beautiful body. Breathe in now to this warm glow. Your essence, who you truly are inside, is available to you, is sacred, is priceless. Holy fire, holy fire, holy fire, please help us to heal our relationship to abundance. Help us to heal our relationship to value, our value, and what value is, and what the values of society are, what the values of humanity are. Please clean up our values. Please clean up the way that we relate to value and values, so that we may value Mother Earth, that we may value ourselves, we may value each other, we may value our spiritual connection, we may value the sacredness, the beauty, the truth of all that is. Please heal and clean and purify in us what value really means, what abundance really means, and how to hold and share and move abundance in a way that is for the highest good of all, is for the highest good of ourselves, of others, of the world, the planet, the solar system, the galaxy, the universe, the multiverse. Please show us, heal in us a way of relating to value, of relating to abundance, relating to money, relating to love in a way that is in alignment with the highest good of all. Please activate and empower within us the appropriate and right usage of resources, the appropriate and right usage of value, of money, of sharing, of exchange. Please clean and purify the way that value is being expressed and being held and hoarded and misused here on our beautiful planet Earth. Please clean and clear and purify this for us now. Please clean and purify this in our own bellies, in our own solar plexus. Holy fire, holy fire, holy fire, be in the solar plexus of each of us humans, in our power centers, in the power center of the Earth Mother. And please allow us to learn and grow and evolve into a fair and right and equitable way of sharing and using and relating to value and resources that is in harmony for all of us. It's the highest good for all of us, so that we all have enough. We all have enough food. We all have enough love. We all have a safe place to stay. We have safe bodies to stay in, safe homes, safe dwellings that are not only safe but are beautiful, that are comfortable, that we may enjoy the natural foods of this earth, that we may enjoy the natural gifts of this earth and give back to her in a harmonious way of exchange, that we may give back to ourselves and each other in a harmonious and equal and balanced way of exchange. That each of us may shine in our highest, most glorified expression of our true inherent value as our authentic self, sharing our unique gifts, our unique blessings, our unique talents as empowered, co-creative human beings in our full sovereignty, in our full power, in the fullness of our freedom. Breathe in the light of the holy fire. Breathe in the light of your own value. Breathe in the light of your authentic self. Breathe in the light and the embodied frequency of your soul purpose, your life purpose, the highest expression of who you are, how you be, and what you do. Holy fire, holy fire, holy fire, bring to us the new earth. Bring to us and attune us to the frequencies of the new earth, so that we may each be empowered, co-creative agents of new earth now. So that each of us may be empowered, co-creative agents of this way of being and doing things that is of a higher, more refined quality, that resonates with love, with joy, with peace, with harmony, with everyone having enough, with balance, in balance with the cycles of nature, with the cycles of the cosmos. May we become compassionate, honorable, galactic citizens of this universe, this multiverse, this creation that we are a part of. May we become honorable, good, include ourselves as galactic citizens, as responsible, multidimensional beings of love that we are. With these immense, beautiful, creative powers, creational powers that are given to us by the source of all. Please help us to responsibly use and relate to our value and to our power. Holy fire, holy fire, holy fire. May we become honorable vessels of your love. May we become more conscious, more loving vessels of this power. Holy fire, holy fire, holy fire. May each of us here today usher in this frequency of the new earth in a stronger way, so that more and more of us may wake up to our true nature of loving awareness, our true nature of priceless value, our true nature in perfect balance, in perfect harmonious connection with all of this beautiful creation of which we are a part. Thank you, Holy Fire. Thank you, Reiki. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Source. Thank you, Cosmos. Thank you, Creation. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you to all the non-physical and physical energies and beings that are a part of this healing, this empowerment, this activation, this attunement to the new earth. Please help us across time and space. Please continue this healing and this empowerment for as long and as deep as needed. Bless us with the creational power of being in our power as the season changes into autumn, in this next stage of development as a human collective, of a human collective on planet Earth, of a harmonious human collective on planet Earth. Please bless us with our own inherent value, with healthy ways of relating to value in this next phase, in this next stage. Please keep us in your loving awareness, in your loving gaze of protection, of activation, of empowerment. Thank you for helping us rise into our authentic selves. Thank you for helping us more fully embody and be and practice our life purpose here on earth right now at this miraculous moment of great awakening. Thank you to everyone and everything across time and space who is a part of this experience. As a child of God, I claim my power and purpose as a servant of God. I demand that all darkness leave me and all who are watching immediately. Into the light be healed, into the light be healed, into the light be healed. I ask that Archangel Michael place me and all who are watching in his blue bubble of protection against all darkness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Aho, amen, namaste, and so it is. Many blessings to everyone who is still here. Y'all feel free to reach out on the DMs, on the comments, wherever. I appreciate you. I love you. I feel you. If you want more, I'm teaching those Reiki classes. Reiki 1 and 2 in November. Reiki Master in December. I would love to have you there. For more information about those, the link is in my bio. Or it's down below if you're watching this on YouTube. Y'all, we will be back for, what will it be? I think day 6 of the 30 days of Reiki 30. I'll be coming to you live again, and next time we will be doing one of my symbols, actually, flower of healing. So you can look forward to that. I love y'all so much, okay? Y'all drop any questions you want me to answer, and always feel like you can DM me. I appreciate you. I love you. Happy autumnal equinox. You are loved. You are valued. You have value. Remember that, okay? Until next time.